Hey yo, welcome back to Ethical Garage. Today I am going to be working on my 10th gen F-150 with the 5.4 liter Triton. We've got a pretty bad misfire at around 1500 RPM. It shakes the truck pretty bad, so we're going to try to get those injectors replaced that I said I would replace in the last video, and eventually we're going to replace the spark plugs, but that's a little bit harder of a project. So first things first, we're gonna get the throttle body cover pulled off and then disconnect the air intake. So to get the throttle body cover off, it is a couple of 10mm bolts that are pretty easy to get out. There's this one. I think there's technically supposed to be more than that, but I have no idea where those are. And then there's also one right here, just on the other side. I did clean this engine bay down a little bit when we detailed it last week, so hopefully things are a little bit easier to work on. And once I get this bolt out, should just be able to pop it right off. Perfect. So, as you can see, there is a lot of stuff in our way. So, the next thing I'm going to do is remove this power steering fluid bracket, because I'm going to need to be able to reach my hand down here. That, I believe, is an 8mm bolt, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. So as you can see, I just removed this bracket right here. That was just right here because I need to access this first injector and the fuel rail. That's the one of the injectors I need to access, which is kind of in the way. The next thing we need to do is relieve the fuel pressure in the fuel rail, which I really don't expect there to be much fuel pressure because I haven't ran this truck in about a week and a half. But let's see if you, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is a, right here, there is a pressure relief valve. So all you got to do is just unscrew this. Highly doubt there's any pressure, but just take a key, shove it down in there. No fuel pressure, that's good. The next thing we're gonna do is remove, or is unlatch the fuel rail, which there's two 10mm bolts, one here, and then the other one is right down here. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. So that's the next step. So I forgot to mention there's actually two bolts on each side. So there's one, the front one right here, and then there's one also tucked way back here. They're not really that hard to reach. It's just a matter of getting your hand in there. And you especially want to have a ratchet for this. You don't want to try to use a wrench. All right, now that we've gotten the bolts, the fuel rail bolts taken off, we need to unplug all of the injectors. This is kind of where the hard stuff begins. I mean, right here, like, this stuff is super easy. Just these first couple. But once we get tucked back up under here, you've got all these vacuum lines and stuff. That's where it starts to get hard. So like I've got the first three out that quickly, but the back two on the right side of the engine, and then the fourth one in the back on the left side are the hardest. What you want to do, make sure you do on the furthest back, is when you take out the injector plug, make sure you keep the injector plug on the top side, otherwise it's gonna like flip backwards and be really hard to get to. And that's especially goes for the last one back here, because when you put your new injector back in, you want it to be facing the right way, and it can get into a bad angle that you can't grab. So just a quick tip. All right, so we've got all the injectors on this side taken out. So what we need to do to mitigate fuel spillage, not that I'm worried about it catching fire or anything, but we need to lay some paper towels down there so that we don't drench all these connections. So just laying them like right around the fuel rail would be good. We also, as soon as we take the injectors out, we want to put, you can either put a piece of tape over the hole, or you can just put a paper towel in there so that we don't get any dirt or debris inside of the injector hole. We do not want that at all. That would not be good. So, and then right back here as well. So to get the fuel rail out, you kind of just give it a big old tug. It's the easiest way to put it. Just give it a tug just like that, and there you go. Now it's out. So now do the same thing. Like I said, fuel is gonna spill. Man, that gas is cold. I just want to show you the conditions of these. They are not ideal. So glad we're getting new ones, that's for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rest of these out, and I will get back to you when I'm done. So here are the cylinders 1 through 4 injectors. Rusted to hell. I did clean them a while back, a couple months ago, to see if it would run with them, but obviously it ended up being the fuel pump problem. So got these out. We're gonna get the other ones out. Like I said, y'all, this truck hasn't run in 9 years, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff that we need to fix. Like, there's some vacuum hoses in here, especially like this one right here. You know, I didn't even have to, it just popped right out. Like, I didn't have it. Here's the other end. It just came right out. And we already replaced this one and this one. This one and that one. So yeah, I'm gonna start on this other side, and then I'll let you know when I'm done. So for this side, to make things a little bit easier, I went ahead and unplugged this vacuum line right here, and then this one wouldn't budge, so I just unplugged it from here, this little connection right here, and then I was able to get to cylinder, the 7th cylinder, which is right below this fuel regulator, or I guess it's a fuel pressure sensor. So once I moved that out of the way, I didn't have a problem. However, getting that back one way back there is not easy, like I said. So just be patient and you'll get it eventually. So I went ahead and ordered all new injectors from Rock Auto. I highly recommend Rock Auto. They're way cheaper than any other auto parts store, but I literally just got OEM, Ultra Power. They are literally the exact factory, exact same ones that I just pulled out. So I've got a little bit of engine oil that I'm gonna put on the O-rings to help lubricate them, keep them nice and fresh while they're in there, and yeah, make sure you do that step. Otherwise, your O-rings might dry out and you might have a problem in a while. So, yeah. So here comes the fun part of getting all of these back in. And I just want to emphasize the importance of putting these back in at the right angle. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're not going to have a lot of fun going back in there and repositioning all of these. So I've got my oil. Literally all I'm going to do is just take this cap. Yes, I'm doing this over the engine bay. I have balls. Just like that. Try not to spill it. Guess I'll just put it right here. So I'm just gonna take my injector, dab of oil, and just lube it up. You don't need that much, just enough to get it in there. And yeah, here comes the fun part. All right, y'all, she's all buttoned up. I still got to put the bracket in right here, and then put the throttle body cover on. But I've gotten all the these two vacuum hoses hooked back up. I did end up having to unplug this connection, and then I also had the MAF unplugged, but I had this guy off as well, so make sure you put that back in if you have to take it out, which I highly recommend doing that. And then also this one right here as well. So yeah, let's see if she starts up. I'm gonna have to just make sure you prime the fuel pump a couple times. Sorry for the gross steering wheel. And then there you go. Let's go see how she sounds in the broken exhaust. Let's go check for any gas leaks. It's good to me. Not seeing anything. Light on back there. All right. I'm liking what I'm seeing, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the truck off so y'all can hear me talk. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. That is how you replace your injectors on your 5.4 liter V8 Triton. Let me clean this off. Have some patience. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.